Hi everybody, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be our September setup in my Pocket Moleskine Daily. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. So many of you know that this is my brown Eternal Leather Goods pocket wide with 4 strings TN. It is the basic one that doesn't have any little dividers or pockets or whatever it's called. And so I get a lot of questions as to which planner this is. And I know that because of my overhead lighting, it sometimes looks different than it is, but here is the true kind of color. It is a beautiful brown. Somebody asked me, DM'd me, and asked me to kind of give more of a little, so there it is, okay? All right, we're gonna jump in because today is Saturday the 31st. There's so much drama that has happened this weekend, but we're not gonna get into that today. Today we are going to decorate get prepped for September. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about my potting bench that I just got, and then we're gonna wrap it up, okay? So let's get into it. All right, so for those of you who haven't watched the current Franklin Covey setup in my everyday carry, you missed it because I moved into the beautiful color Dune. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen a story where I revealed I ordered 4 Mo terms. I ordered a black and a Dune in both pocket size and personal luxe size. I'm in love with the Dune, okay? So there's a whole other video if you haven't watched it. It's the Franklin Covey September setup of my Dune Mo term. Go watch that. I'm in love with this color. You're probably asking, why did I get pockets? I got pockets because even though I'm not in a pocket, I enjoy the size, and so I decided to get a couple more covers. Really love the Mo terms. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, moving along. So you would have seen, if you watched the other video for the Franklin Covey Everyday Carry, that this is the theme for September. She's beautiful. It's the purples and the blues, which I absolutely love. And it was funny because when I was creating stickers, here are the stickers I created. And I don't know if you can see all those little bubbles. Do you see all those little bubbles? It took forever to cut, and I'm having such issues pulling them out. And then I was going through my sticker drawer and I found these. And I'm like, what the devil? Like, did I have the exact same girl? Like, what is it? And then here's I keep my 2023 next to my bed because I reference it a lot, which is why I love it. And so I was like, what the heck? So I started to look, and I think she's up front somewhere. Is she? Oh no, it was April. Wasn't it my birthday, you guys? Gee whiz, I can't remember. There it is. Okay. So this was September. Oh my God. I just put it 2 and 2 together. September of last year. This was not intentional. I'm letting you know that right now. I'm not that smart. This was September's theme last year. You remember how much I loved this girl? And this is back when I used to stamp it on the side for September. And then this was the color scheme for September. So I find it, I just right now pieced it together that September of this year is the same color scheme as September of last year. That was not intentional. But at any rate, I found these stickers in my sticker cabinet, and I'm like, well, these also work. So I don't know which ones we're gonna use, but these ones are a pain in the butt. You can see, can you see all those little tiny dots that the Cricut was trying to cut around? That was even when I already did the offset. Okay, I'm talking too much. All right, you guys, if you only knew the weekend I had. If you only knew, but I can't talk about it because I told my daughter I wouldn't. So instead, we're gonna talk about my potting bench, and you guys are going to get a kick out of that. Is this the right size? Ooh, yeah, I'm not gonna have to try different ones. Okay, we are using 623, which when I last did the video yesterday or the day before, it is Purple Sage. I believe that is what it's called. 623. Okay, so we're gonna use this and we're gonna start our little highlighting, and I'm gonna tell you a funny story about my new potting bench. Okay, so I have been wanting a potting bench for my garden. You guys, those of you who know me for a while, you know I love my garden. My garden is my sanctuary. It is the one thing that, you know, literally the one thing I had besides reading that really brings me joy. And so I'm really just being messy as heck. And you know what? Let's make sure I don't go past where I'm supposed to. So let's get this little girl and put her right here. And so I don't know, one night I was asking myself, what is your dream potting bench? What do you want it to look like? And so I drew it out. I was like, okay, this is what I want my potting bench to have, because I know what I need when I'm prepping for seedlings, and when I'm harvesting, you know, the fruits and vegetables, when I'm pulling the flowers for bouquets. Like, I know what I need. So I literally drew out my dream potting bench, and I was like, well, I could probably make it, but I also had hired a guy to repair my fence around the house. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna call this guy and have him build it for me. I'm gonna show him, you know, what I need, how I need my seed trays to fit, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so I was ready. My drawings were just perfect, exactly what I wanted. And then we're doing Sunday because tomorrow is Sunday and tomorrow is the 1st. So that is why that is there. All right, let's get this little gal here, and we're gonna do this. All right. And so for whatever reason, I think I was looking for a dresser for Belle for her new apartment. And as I was looking on Facebook Market, there appears the potting bench that I drew out. I kid you not, you guys. I drew it out. The only thing that was missing was the drawers, and I'm gonna put the photo up, and it's exactly what I wanted. And I was super excited. The only thing that were missing were some drawers that I was wanting, but that I can either make or put baskets. And so I was stoked. And so this thing was a ways away, about an hour, 15 minutes away from where I live. So I tell the girl, I'd reach out, is it still available? She says yes. And I'm like, I want it. I live over here. It'll take me, you know, let me know what day you're available. Because I figured my son, who's my helper, I love him so much, he always is down to help me with whatever and take road trips and stuff. So he's like, yeah, Mom, I'll help you. So I asked the girl, I'm like, can you please give me the measurements? I need to make sure it's gonna fit in my SUVs. So she gave me the measurements. So I have 2 SUVs. I have a smaller SUV kind of crossover, and then I have like a huge SUV that like fits 8 people, and you can lower all the seats, and it's like huge in the back. So she sends me the dimensions. Me and Jaden go out. We're like, yep, this will fit. I'm like, okay. So the following day, Jaden and I head out to the city to where she had her stuff. And she's like, you want to look? I'm like, nope, it's perfect. It's going to be my potting bench. And she was like, oh, that's going to be super cool, blah, blah, blah. So me and Jay pull it out of her house because she had it as like something in her kitchen, like a kitchen hutch. And she's like, are you sure it's gonna fit? I'm like, oh yeah, you know, you gave me the dimensions. We measured the back of the truck to make sure it was gonna fit. Well, folks, an hour later in 98-degree heat, because in this particular part of California, they were having like a heat day, and they're more inland, so it's not like where I live, where at least you get some coolness, but not, you know, they're way inland. They don't get the coolness that we get from the bay. And so Jay and I are like, and Jaden's like an engineer brain, okay? He will Jenga this stuff together one way or another. So that's why I brought him, because I knew one way or another we're gonna get it in there. Well, after an hour of trying, and he and I were sweating, and there's no way this stuff was gonna fit. And she comes out, and we asked her, you know, finally I think we Jenga'd it to a point where it would fit, but it was like an inch or two sticking out from the back trunk. So I asked, she felt horrible. I felt like an idiot. Jay is super calm. He grounds me so that I don't have a panic attack. And I tell the lady, I'm like, do you have either a bungee cord or rope? She's like, yeah, I have rope. So she gives me her rope, and we tie this thing together, okay? And like, we did our best. I was in Girl Scouts, okay? But I don't remember any of our knots and all of those things. Are you kidding me? So I'm doing the best I can. Jay's doing the best. We're wrapping this rope around every single thing, putting it through these little notches in the trunk, and hooking it to the trunk door, because all I needed to make sure is that my trunk door wasn't gonna open, and that the damn two pieces weren't gonna, because they came apart, two pieces were not gonna go falling into the middle of the highway, okay? Because you're on a major 5-lane highway, and I'm like, oh my God. So we finally get it in. She's like, oh, that's great. You know, she gave me the freaking rope, and we drive off, like, I'm not joking, like 5 miles an hour, and we're in a residential area. We hadn't even hit the freeway yet. And we're driving, the ropes that we tied loosened just enough where the back of the trunk lifted a good maybe foot or so. It was high enough where I was like, oh my God, this thing is gonna slide out. It wasn't gonna slide out because it was so tight, pressed against each other. But the idea that my trunk, you know, back trunk door was like almost wide open, lifted in the air, I was gonna get a ticket, or the thing was gonna just fly right off. So I'm panicking. Every like 10 houses, I'm pulling over to the side of the road, because I'm thinking, oh my God, this is like something bad is gonna happen. And Jay's like, Mom, just take a deep breath. Like, you know, we'll figure it out. I'm like, Jaden, we cannot go on the freeway like this. Like, we cannot put people in danger and ourselves in danger. Mind you, we drive, we're still in residential, and right at the end of the street, there's like a couple of gas stations and a Big Lots. I don't know if you guys have a Big Lots in your neck of the woods, but it's kind of like a higher end dollar store, okay? It's got like all kinds of knicks-knacks and paddywhacks there. So I pull in and I ask that, we're sweating, okay? We are like drenched after trying to Jenga this piece into the back of this SUV. And the people look at us like we're literally on drugs, and like, so funny. And I asked them, because I told Jay, I'm like, we need bungee cords. It's bungee cords that we need. I know, because the tension would keep the trunk from going open. And so I'm like, let's stop here at the Big Lots and see if they have it. She's like, sorry, we don't have it, but there's a Home Depot like 8 miles up the road, but you'd have to go on the freeway. And I'm like, son of a gun. So I'm like, Jay, for the greater good, we have to go. These like didn't print correctly. Can you see that? There's like focus thingy. It got cut off on the bottom. I don't know if I want to use them or not, but we'll see. Anyways, so I'm like, Jay, we'll stay on the slow lane, and we'll go as slow as possible. We'll put our hazard lights on so people know. And we did. I think we probably went a mile on the freeway, and I was like, nope. I went on his side, and by the grace of God, the exit I took had the side road that led you to Home Depot. It was like the universe, God, whoever was in our favor in that moment. So we're on that side road probably for a good 5 minutes. It felt like 5 hours, you guys. Oh, these didn't cut. I don't know why these are having issues. That 5 minutes felt like 5 hours, no joke. It was, what is happening? Some of these didn't cut correctly. I'm gonna have to reprint all these things. Let's go to the first. We finally get to the thing. Again, we're still pouring sweat because we're so panicked about the situation we're in, because we have to drive home, and it's not far. It's not a lot of miles away. It's just because of traffic and whatever. So we pull into the Home Depot, and we are just rejoicing that we made it to the Home Depot, because now we know that we're gonna be okay. Did I do this wrong? I think I did, you guys. Did I go down one? I did. I went down one further than I was supposed to. Oh well, we're gonna go up. See, I wasn't paying attention. I was telling the story. I wonder if I can pull this one up and go up one. Well, let's try. I should have paid attention to that, of the fact that I went down one further than I should have. So that's gonna keep me from having room, but the good news is I can use that extra line for like decoration and it won't affect, but still, I screwed up. You can tell the difference. I went one down. It's okay, Noelia, it's okay. All right, so we get to Home Depot. You ready? By the hair on our chinny chins, we get to Home Depot. And if this is gonna happen to every single one, we're gonna have problems, because I am not gonna be able, it's just some random ones. It's so weird. And so we are just rejoicing that we made it. And as we were getting off, there was a guy who was parked right next to us and actually getting off the same time we were. And he saw like our little contraption, and I'm like, hey, can I ask you a question? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going in to get some bungee cords. Do you think, you know, that once I put the bungee cords, I'm good? And he's like, it looks good now. And I'm like, no, once I drive, the trunk goes up. He's like, yeah, just a couple of bungee cords should be good, which I already knew. I don't know why I needed like the assurance of somebody. And so we just go in, and mind you, here it is now like 3 o'clock. Gosh, this is really gonna annoy me. And we haven't eaten all day. We're just like, you know, like I said, we just wanted to get home, but we wanted to get home safely and not have my dream potting bench all over the highway or freeway, whatever it is. And so I go in, we grab our bungee cords, I come out, I do what I know to do with the bungee cords to keep the trunk portion down, and we safely arrived home. And Jay and I, he's my love bug. He's my Virgo child. And, you know, he and I always we have fun together, him and I. And in this situation, like, as frustrated and as freaked out as we were, we still calm each other. I don't know how to explain it. Like, we don't yell at each other. We're not like frustrated, like, oh man, like he wasn't telling me like, Mom, you got it wrong. Like, he's so calming, like, we'll figure it out. And I'm the same way. I'm like, we'll figure it out. Like, one way or another, we will figure it out. And and I told him, like, even if it means that we have to come back for the second piece, then we'll come back for the second piece. Like, it is what it is. But thankfully we got the bungee cords and we safely were able to get home, and I was able to drive 65, 70 in that particular area. You can drive 70, and we made it. And oh my God. And so we were giggling when we got home. I think we stopped and got some food. I can't remember, but we were giggling because I was like, if this would have been your older brother, he is a Leo, and he would have been so mad at me. He would have been, oh my God, having a conniption about it. And Belle, my daughter, would have been like, whatever, let's just leave it. You can't buy it. And Jay and I are just like, all right, we're gonna figure it out, Mom. Like, it's okay, we made it. Like, we're the type of people, this is what I'm talking about. Like, there's so many little intricate little, can you see that? All right, let's just do this. I like it. What do we think? I think it's cool. I like it. I'm happy with it. So we make a pact that we're not going to tell our, you know, my two other kids, that we're just going to keep this little secret about what happened to ourselves. And it'll be like our little inside joke about how bonkery we are. And yeah, it was an adventure, let me tell you. But we got it in, and it's right outside my patio door. I have a door in my bedroom. My bedroom's at the back of the house, and I have a private patio that Jaden's room and my room share. And I put it there because it's like near my garden. And man, I just go out there and I just stare at it. I am like so in awe of it. I love it so much. I love it so much. And Jay knows that. He's like, I'm glad it brings you joy, Mom. I'm just so happy that it brings you joy. And it does. It's after everything I've been through, you know, medically lately, and what I'm going through medically right now. It's just something that makes me happy. But I told Jay, I'm like, every time I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna think about how you and I were driving down the highway, praying to God that this thing did not fall out. And it's just something so funny. And we came home, and my kids are like, why are you guys laughing? And I'm like, nope, it's our little secret, Jay. And it's just so funny. But again, like, anybody else, even when I was engaged to the person I was engaged to for many years, if he would have been with me, it would have been a fight. Like, it would have been such a negative experience, and there would have been, you know, blaming and all this. But Jaden and I, and it's not just because he's my kid, it's just because his spirit. And when he and I are together, we always find a way. He's just my he's my grounding kid. I just love him to death. And so we giggle, but he sees how much it makes me happy, and he's stoked that. And I showed him my drawings. I'm like, you guys, look at my drawings. And they're like, wow, Mom, like, the only thing missing is like the doors that close certain sections, but I don't need it. I don't need that specific thing. So I'm in love with it. And I don't know, the other day when I was trying to have a calming moment, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go and get sealant, because she had it as an indoor thing. And so I'm like, I'm gonna go get sealant so that it doesn't get destroyed in the weather, like whether it be UV rays or water or whatnot. And so I just painted it one day, just sealed it all, and now she's in perfect condition, and I'm gonna get ready to start my seedlings for winter crops. But yeah, that's my funny story of us almost dropping a potting bench all over the freeway. You should have seen us. You should have seen me. I'm driving and Jay doesn't know how to drive. So I'm driving and I'm thinking to myself, how are we gonna get home? Like, and praying to God that there was a Ace Hardware or Home Depot, something nearby that we would be able to get what we needed done. And thank God, to the universe, to everything out there, we were able to find a Home Depot without putting anybody in danger on the freeway. Oh, it looks good, guys. It looks so good. I'm loving this. I can't believe last year's was the same color. I find that so funny. Serendipitous, isn't it? Isn't that funny? Serendipitous. Okay, so now we're gonna just double check. Let's put this back in so that we can add whatever stuff I need to add. Maybe not. I might not add. Oh shoot, you guys, I'm talking so much. Y'all need to, I think I am gonna do a live for October, because you guys will be like, hey, Noelle, you forgot to do the monthlies. Yes, queen, I hear ya. We're gonna do the monthlies. The difficulty with this, well, let's see, what do we do at the bottom? Sorry, I don't know why I have to, you know how when people are like trying to listen to directions and they turn the radio down? That's how I feel right now about, I have to stay quiet while I do this across the thingamabob. Which one do we want to put here? Let's see. Doot, 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 doot. See how this didn't cut? There were so many little dots, and anytime I tried to offset it, it would just make it wider and wider. Let's try to cut some of this extra stuff off so that it doesn't, because you're not cutting the actual stuff, you're cutting the white part. Let's see, because I may have to cut this. I think we'll do it like that, and then I'll have to cut the top off. Doot, 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 doot. Hopefully that works. Did you guys see what I'm doing? There's like this overlap that I now have to cut. There is our September. I want to put something over here, but I'm not going to do it. I've always just done the top, so I'm not gonna stress. There she is in her glory. And then let's go to September. All right, what do I do? I have to remind myself. I do the, and then the bottom, yeah. Okay, that's nice. I'm gonna have to try to use these, which is going to be so hard to pull off. We're gonna do this one. Oh, it's too late. I already laid it down. I was like, I didn't want to cover the days, but you can still see Thursday. It is what it is. Noelia, chill out. Okay, these are gonna be hard to pull off because, oh, well, because, for that reason, because there's so many little intricate pieces. My word. Where do we want it? Like over here in the corner? There we go. Simple, simple, simple. So there's September. Let's get our gal. There's our September month. I will have to move the little tracker. There's our September. I feel like I'm not on freaking camera. September. There we go, our tracker. And then we're coming to our month of September. Isn't she lovely? And if you can see, look at that. Look at that. Look at how ginormous that is. Is it focusing? There you go. My word. Okay, so now the tricky part. The tricky part is, where am I? This little thingy-mabob right here. You guys know how I feel about doing this on camera because I inevitably screw it up. And then I'm gonna have to reposition and position and reposition. All right, here we go. Ta-da! I did it off camera because I'm always freaking out about it being done on camera. And I think this side is a little off. Just a tad off. So hopefully it's just a little off, you guys, and it's gonna freak me out. So at any rate, I'm gonna keep trying. It didn't work. It's not working. You see, this is real life. I do not pretend to be perfect at anything I do. It's just sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not gonna worry about that with you guys right now because I'm gonna freak out. Okay, I fought with it a little bit off camera, but finally I've got it. She is in the way she's supposed to be. It's beautiful. She is gorgeous. Look at how pretty she is. Oh my gosh, she's beauteous. All right, you guys, I'm not going to write any plans in quite yet. I just feel like this has been a long video, and I promised my daughter that she and I will be watching a movie, and I don't want to hold her up. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I will be doing another video. I mentioned in my Franklin Covey Compact September theme setup that I was going to do a video where I show you all the mode terms that I have now. And yeah, so I'll be doing that in a couple of days. Again, here's September. Here's September's tracker. And then here is September. And here is our gal. Isn't that beauteous? That purple and blue. I'm finding that I really like the purple and blue. So the fact that I picked it again by accident is funny, but it is gorgeous. So there you are, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that plan with me and setup of our September theme. Again, if you are new here and you enjoy this kind of content, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I always enjoy it and appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.